Hey guys, it's Okie Girl again, and I'm going to go ahead and do the video that I've gotten the most requests for, which is going to be a video of me actually painting a pony. Hopefully you can hear me okay because I'm outside, which is where I do all my airbrushing, and it's a little windy and a little noisy, but I do all my airbrush, or all my full body repaints now with an airbrush, and some of you seem to be a little bit confused. An airbrush is not an actual paintbrush. The only thing an airbrush and an actual paintbrush have in common is they put the paint on the pony. So this is my airbrush. It's and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, a Posh double action airbrush, and it's real simple. Has the siphon feed. It has this little trigger on the top that I press down to start the airflow, and I pull back to actually start the paint coming out of the end. I have a air compressor that I use with it. Don't ask me what brand the air compressor is because I won't know without looking at the box, and the box is in the back of my closet. So airbrushing was a little tricky for me to get the hang of at first. Took a couple of tries, but now it's like nothing. Good thing about the airbrush is beforehand, when I would hand paint all my full body repaints with a makeup sponge or a paintbrush, it would take anywhere from like 2 to 3 days for me to complete one. With this, it's just, you know, within an hour, a couple of hours if it's a real simple repaint. So this is a little pot that my paint comes in. Has this little spigot on here. I just attach it in there. I've already got it all hooked up and ready to go to the compressor. So I'm going to turn that on here in just a second. And the pony that I'm going to be airbrushing today is a Rainbow Dash that I've stripped down, and it's ready to go. I've got a chopstick here in the tail hole. That'll help me hold it and airbrush at the same time. Also got one here in the head. So I'll airbrush it, and then once it's completely dry, I'll give it a shot of Tester's Dull Coat to help seal it. When I'm airbrushing, I always make sure that I wear a mask because I'm going to be breathing in paint fumes. And the one time that I didn't, I ended up with blue boogers. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put my mask on. And I'm not going to be talking much because the air compressor, while it's not real loud, you may have some trouble hearing me along with the wind. So I'm going to go ahead and put my mask on, and then I'm just going to start airbrushing. So here we go. Oops. I'm just doing this so I can make sure that the paint's going to flow through good. Get it started. One thing that I do want to mention is if you're not using paints that are specifically for airbrushes, you want to make sure that you thin them out so they'll run through your airbrush real easy. I've just used water to thin down mine. There it goes. Sometimes it'll be a little stubborn wanting to get out of there, but if you've thinned it down enough, you shouldn't have any problems. So now here we go. You can see it just basically sprays it on there. I Like I said, it's nothing at all like a paintbrush. Oop, where did that dirt come from? And I'm not going to get it all in the first go, so that's probably enough right there for now. So I'm going to place this. I have a little cup over here that I'm going to place that into. You can see the giraffe head. It's a really crazy looking cup. I don't even know where I got the retard or the stupid thing. So I'm going to do the head now. I mean, it's basically the same as the body. And just pushing down, pulling back, start to paint. So there we go. So while that dries for a second, I'm going to turn this off, take my mask off, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more. Airbrushes are really a pretty big investment as far as custom ponies go. I mean, setups for them are not cheap. My setup with, I mean, just the actual airbrush gun and the compressor cost me around $300. Actually a little over $300. So if you're just getting into customs, I mean, it's a pretty big investment. You may want to wait to see if this is something that you think you're going to be doing for a while. I mean, it was at least, I mean, it was two and a half years that me actually doing customs before I actually invested in an airbrush, because I thought, you know, oh, I'll get an airbrush, it'll be nice and it'll help me with my customs. And when I actually went to the store and looked at them, I got sticker shock. So I waited a few years, but I mean, it is nice to have it. Like I said, it cuts down on the time that it takes me to do a full body repaint on a pony. Instead of 2-3 days, it's an hour maybe for me to do it. A few hours with all the drying time and the sealing time involved. But I mean, I love mine, and I can't see myself without it. I'm going to go ahead and do some more on the body now. So. And I'm just checking it over, holding it up to the light to see if there's any place else that I need to spray it, just to make sure that it all has a nice even coat. So the airbrush, makes the paint real smooth and real professional looking, but I think get in there on the legs a little more. tips. And I think we'll call the body done for now. So get the head here and spray it some more. Normally I'll have a box back here to catch the overflow, but I didn't bother with it today. And I think I'll do a little bit more here. The G4s are so tiny, I mean, they don't take much time at all. And since I'm only doing, oh, there goes my neighbors. Since I'm only doing one color on it, I mean, it's a pretty quick, simple process. So I'm done. So there you go. I'll go ahead and once it's dry, I'll take a shot or a picture of it all completely dry and sealed. Like I said, I'll let the layers dry for a bit, and then well, if I take my mask off, you can probably hear me better. Once it's dry, I'll give it a shot with some Tester's Dual Coat and let that dry, and then I can go ahead and start rehairing and painting all the details on it. So here you go, real quick, simple video of me painting a pony. I may also do one as for those who don't have an airbrush, don't have means to get an airbrush. I mean, doing full body repaints is, as long as you thin out your paints and you take it real nice and slow, I mean, you can get nice results without an airbrush. I mean, airbrush isn't necessary, it's just, I like to call it my luxury item. But, I mean, we're done, so I've got to clean this out before the paint dries in it. So, again, any questions, comment below, and happy customizing. Thank you.